Hey, Biker Trash here with a Transformers review. Did I say review? Review! Alright, well this is the new villain from Beast Hunter's line of Transformers Prime series, Predaking. It would have been nice to see Predaking's name be used for a team of combiners, but for whatever reason, I guess they needed to use the Predaking name or lose it. But really, this guy could have very easily just been called Scourge. I almost didn't buy this one, but I got to looking at its alt mode, and well, I'll get to that when I get to that, hopefully. Let me just say this. In package, this guy is very disappointing. He looks very dull to me. Lots of stuff is just huge expanses of plastic with no paint apps. Like the shoulders, not a single paint app on the shoulders at all. These enormous wings, nothing. The chest has 3 paint apps. One is the faction symbol, which the new Predacon faction symbol looks very nice. I like it a lot. In these 2 stripes of orange, the waist section has 2 orange, 2 gold, and then these parts on the knees are painted gold. And oh yeah, and the forearms, this painted. And that is the entirety of the paint applications in his robot mode. And there's not much added to the alt mode to make it any more flashy. It's a really cool alt mode. The head is a particularly firm blend of rubbery plastic. That's not bad. The dragon head and these heads on the what will be the second and third heads, these have some pretty noticeable soft rubbery plastic, especially this upper part by the ears. I just call them an ear. I don't know what it actually is. And his heel spurs are soft rubbery plastic. Feels kind of firm, kind of like yeah, so very plain looking figure. Almost seems cheap, Big Lots, Chinese knockoff Transformer-esque in some ways. And I really wish I could use the footage I took of this guy still in package, because it just screams cheap. That said, get him out of package. He's not as bad. But it really does suck whenever the Cyberverse version, in my opinion, has a better looking color scheme than a Voyager. Because in the Cyberverse, you see how they have these 2 thin orange lines right here? This upper section is also orange, so you have some more to break up all the black. His faction symbol is on his shoulder. And just, to me, they should have used that color scheme on the Voyager. But they don't ask me. Let's get his gun out of the way for a second. The hands are also soft rubbery plastic. This has a neat gimmick in it. The 2 heads snap in together, and whenever you move the lever on one, they both move. Whenever you move them together, they both fire. Now, one thing I don't understand is why they made this connector piece so long. If they could have made it to where they fit just a little bit closer together, it still would have worked, the gimmick. But I'm going to get to you why this is stupid whenever I get to the dragon mode. They call it a Hydra, I'm calling it a dragon, and Josh is right. There's not a whole lot else I can say about this. The articulation's kind of weak. You don't get 90 degrees out of any of the joints in the legs. They all stop at about 40 degrees, about 75, 70 degrees. Mostly because you've got all this stuff blocking the back of the knee, and the thighs hit the waist. Got a rotator joint in the thigh, rotator joint in the bicep, and that's pretty much it. You do get a ball jointed wrist. Take his sword out, and this is the part I don't like about this being soft plastic. The sword is held in with a rectangular peg into a rectangular hole. It's fairly sturdy, but still, you're trying to peg something into soft rubber plastic, and it doesn't hold as good as it would have in plastic. Let's go ahead and just get into the transformation. And one thing I will point out right here is whenever you go to turn this guy back into the robot mode, they've got some slots in this that parts of the dragon's crest, I guess it would be, have to pop through. And if you don't put them through here, it's going to deform it, and being the soft rubbery plastic, which I need to put a little counter down the bottom to see how many times I say soft rubbery plastic. But if you bend it to transform it, it's going to stay bent and malformed forever. So anyway, you're going to drop this down right here, just to expose all that. And let me see here. The chest is going to open up. And now you can take this and just rotate it around. It takes a little bit of force, his chin kind of hits. And then close the chest back up. Rotate the head 180 degrees. Get it facing what will be forward in the... and doesn't this look marvelously evil? I mean, seriously. This is... The evil factor of this thing is the only reason I bought this toy. Because in all other ways I'm completely disappointed, except in how evil it looks. Because, you know, evil is awesome. Arms, the transformation for the arms is laughably disappointing. Basically, here's what you do. Here's, you know, full robot mode. You flip these little things out right here to extend the shoulder pointiness and make them to where not everything on them is just orange. So you get the shoulder blades of pointiness. Then you rotate this 90 degrees. Bend his elbows as far as they'll go. That's all the posability. Open the hands. And that's it. That's his, to get him into alt mode. So basically, he's going like this all the time, and that's it. Now, we're going to take the wing-a-dings, rotate them up and around, just to get them out of the way for right now. This part right here, we're going to, let me see, I always lose track of just which way is up with the waist. Because all the interesting parts of the transformation are in the legs. I'm just going to take and rotate it this way, 90 degrees. And chances are I'm wrong, but I'll change it if I am. So you're going to rotate these to where they face out like, oh no. No. The knees have got to face in. That's what it is. They've got to face in, and then they rotate. Oh wait. Before you rotate the knees in over themselves, you've got to take and turn the waist. Yeah, I got this tail section turned the right way. You got to turn it like this. Get this about halfway. Straighten this out. Now you take the legs and close them in over the thighs. And inside of the knees, there's some gray pegs that have to go into some holes on this orange piece right here. And get that snapped together. Then you... Oh, dadgummit, I put the... Did I? No. I'm right. I thought I'd gotten the legs backwards even after all my hemming and hawing about it. And the toes are going to just fold down to kind of close up this gap right here. You're going to take the tail, peg it in just like that. Position the legs however it is you feel they belong. And then put the wings back into the wingular position. Scientific term. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And without me really understanding why, they've got this part right here that's hinged separate from the legs and from the waist. I just point them straight up. I don't know what else to do with them, so I just leave them there. And you could say, read the instructions, but what is the fun in that? So you've got them right here. You can either put them just straight like this, and I don't really care how that looks. I do it a little bit like that just to kind of give it a little bit of arch to the wings. And from the angle y'all are looking at, I realized just now, it looks like just flat planes. You can't really see anything. So, boo Josh for bad camera work. I do miss the Samurai Ninja monkeys. They always did keep... Oh, I was going to say why I thought it was dumb to make the pegs so long. Let me just pick this up. You see, at first I was thinking you'd be able to peg the heads, the extra heads, into their spots on the shoulders right here, and have them connected to where the heads would still move together. Because that would have been pretty cool, have both heads lunging at the same time. But they are spaced just about 1/4 of an inch too far apart to actually even be able to connect. So there is literally no reason whatsoever for that connector piece to be as long as it is. Now, if you're going to pose it kind of from the side, still have the connector pieces facing each other. At least that way they kind of hide each other themselves. If you're going to do it from the front, though, it makes it look like he's just got a pipe in front of his neck. So that case, swap them around and put them with the connectors facing out. And that's actually how Hasbro's official box art has it done, with the heads, with the connectors facing out. And really, it doesn't make that much difference because the orange of the connectors just fades into the orange of the shoulders, and it still doesn't look that bad. And I managed to mess up the back of it. Oh, I didn't put the... Oh, I can't believe this. I was going to bring this guy out right here and have a size comparison with the robot mode, but I got ahead of myself. What I'm going to do is, after I transform this into the vehicle mode for a size comparison that way, then I will take and transform them both again into robot mode, and I just made a lot more work for myself. So anyway, and just in case y'all want to see what it looks like with the missiles in place, there you go. Also, the jaw on the main dragon head is posable, as are these, but they are spring-loaded, so that whenever you launch the missile, in theory, the mouth and jaws are going to close back up. In practice, it doesn't work as good as it looks like it should. But at any rate, it's a nice effort. And like I said, rubbery plastic, rubbery plastic, rubbery plastic. This is actually hard. The most stabby, eye-jabbingest piece of this entire thing is real plastic. But this and this and this are all fake. Okay, let me get a little bit of a close-up here, just so that y'all can see some detail here. Like I said, this really is the mode that this figure excels in. Aside from that, not a whole lot of reason to buy this. Because if you want something with an awesome robot mode, buy this. If you want something with an awesome alt mode, this will do. This will also do in that case, though. So let me go ahead and get this guy transformed so that you can get a comparison shot size-wise. Alright, and here is the Beast Hunter's Prime next to the beast he's hunting. And this thing is just solid. As solid as it is for the quality of plastic they're using now. There is no wasted space at all inside of this. And he looks tiny next to this, but this is just spread out everywhere. It is nice to see an Optimus Prime that isn't just a cab and nothing. Wait, I can do this review some other time. But anyway, just to give you a size idea. And now I'm going to take and transform them and let you see them in robot mode. Alright, and here we are with them both in robot mode. Again. Almost exactly the same height. This guy is slightly taller due to his head crests. really, whenever I first transformed this guy and then I transformed this guy, it felt like this guy was a lot bigger. But then I realized that no, actually he's not. They're really well matched in size. Now, as far as recommendations for this guy, I can only give the most mild recommendations for this guy that I can give. This guy just screams to me that, you know, some figures that the repaint is better. This guy, I can almost guarantee you, will get a pretty decent repaint at some point or another, because it can't possibly be more dull than this one. The only way I can see they could mess this up is if they go blue and try and make like a cryotech. Like I said, I love the alt mode. The robot mode, I just barely tolerate it. In fact, this is probably the last time it's ever going to be in robot mode, except if I use them as a size comparison. Anyway, y'all have a fantastic day, and take care.